Hey everybody, we are going to get right into it today. I've been fiending to play. I actually logged on last night, not on my mage, because I wanted to play it on stream, but I actually made another character and gave it mining and was leveling it up to like send myself mining stuff for my jewel crafting. Because I've just been wanting to play basically. So I have a bunch of stone, I have some cloth for when I do my tailoring as well. So I actually got my other character up to level 10. So it's 2 levels ahead of my mage. Well, granted, my mage had to run around like crazy yesterday. We had all kinds of news yesterday with pre-patch. We had Rep Paladin news. We had general an awesome tanking change that I did a video about for Mythic Plus. And then there's other cool stuff too. I might have to make another video tonight about some of the other stuff. So we are back into the WoW hype times right now. Some people never left, but it's a little bit extra hype right now. We had the new login screen for Midnight as well. Well, everyone seemed to like that much more than the War Within one. I think people just like to look at Suramar or whatever, or not, or Silver Moon. Sorry, not Suramar. Different Elven city. What are these stone statues? I vaguely remember these stone statues from back in the day. They're like little totems almost. What am I supposed to do here? Language primer red. Oh, right here. But yeah, I'm excited to get into this. Let's see how high we can get today. You know, I know it's a little bit faster than classic, but it'd be awesome if we could get like all the way through the starting zone. I don't think we will, but that would be good. Mage trainer. Hey Mario, how you doing today, man? We need to kill root trappers and stags. Then you get this totem. Got a couple bars rested XP overnight. It's crazy still. Even in BC, they should have definitely made mages spells cost less mana in Burning Crusade. It's crazy how fast you go through it. It wouldn't be so bad if it didn't take so long to kill stuff with melee as a mage. And then your water that you craft yourself doesn't even give you your full mana. It's definitely the worst part of mages, like this early part. Once you get evocate, it's fine. A little bit of lag, it seems like. Oh yeah, they must still have it on the California server. So this is cross country for me. I wonder if they're gonna swap it back or if it's just gonna be stuck there now. From what I could gather from looking at stuff online, is they probably, and I don't know all the jargon, but they probably while they were having trouble getting the servers up, they probably just I can't remember the word they used, the jargon, but they probably basically just put it onto their California server because it was easier because it was right there, I guess, or something. That's what there was just some tech people talking about it. It's a little bit beyond me. But the server was normally in mountain time or something. So I would normally be at like 40 ms or something maybe. But instead I'm at like 70, 80 ms. They say it's so much faster, but it doesn't really feel that much faster. I also the other character I leveled was a human paladin that I was doing mining on, and I did all the quests in Elwyn, and like every single one, even the ones running to Stormwind and stuff like that, did every quest in Elwyn, and I still only got to level 10, which is like 2 levels shy of where you'd want to be. And I know they like intend for you to maybe go other places, just like in Classic, but I feel like in Classic you also get to level 10 if you do that. So I haven't felt much of the difference. I know it exists, like technically. I'm definitely not experiencing the speed boost. I believe this is the one that's like up on top of this hill. This hill always reminded me of the hill in Arethi Highlands with the bandits or whatever. The Syndicate. If I remember right. Yeah. Like where the lions are and stuff. I've only done this place twice, but it's very memorable. Isn't there? Yeah, then we have to go up here as well. I only did the the upper island once. And it was whenever the last time I did it was. I don't know if that was the last time BC launched or whatever, but it very well may have been. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to like follow that, but I have questies, so I don't need to. I will say this quest was much more difficult back in the day when I had to read through the quest text and like try to follow the vision and stuff. That's the only reason I even use questies, because I've done every quest naturally already. But so I'm not really experiencing anything new. But if I were to ever do like a horde playthrough, I don't know. Would I want to use, because when I did horde on hardcore, I did use questy. But that's because it was hardcore. And you don't want to die to something silly. But like if I leveled up a blood elf, I think like here, like on this server, I don't even know if I would use questy. It would depend. I've done the starting area a little bit of blood elf, but I don't think I ever did. I didn't do all of it for sure. Well, these can drop the vines too. Ooh. I'll get that tag. Thank you. No, this one you go south for. I can still remember to this day playing with my friend and be like, "Oh, we gotta go south. We gotta go south," and like, I really wish that some people who never did the quest would play without questing maybe once. Like I said, if you did it even once, though, it's not a big deal. Did you see that the pre-patch tier sets for Paladin are not the same? Does that make both hero talents viable? Oh, okay. So, yeah, I actually knew that too in the video where I talked about that. It just slipped my mind. They changed all the tier sets just to do damage. Um, does it make them both viable? Yes, but also the biggest problem is going to be is that, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday on stream when because the patch notes came out on stream. They're going to release pre-patch apparently, and with a very old midnight build, beta build, that Templar was better than Herald on. So, but then a couple weeks in, according to their patch notes, they're going to swap it to like a more recent beta build where Herald is buffed a lot. So it's actually going to be a weird thing that like for the first week or two, Templar might be a bit better. And then after that, Herald might be a little bit better. Like it'll be a very weird little pre-patch for people who want to like optimize. It's going to really be just my guide. I think I'm just going to go over how to play both, like how to play Herald and how to play Templar, and just be like, at some point you're going to probably switch, and who knows if they do more tuning from there, you know. But yeah, both of them will be viable for sure. The damage squish is so much that it's not going to be that big of a difference either way. Like the damage done squish. But yeah, with the tier sets, also yesterday Templar got buffed and Herald got nerfed. But when are we going to get that set of changes? It looks like maybe not until actual midnight launch. So then so you might go from Templar at beginning of pre-patch to Herald at the end of pre-patch, possibly back to Templar at the beginning of midnight. So when will the sims be accurate? Internally, they're probably fairly accurate. The rotation's really easy to understand. Like, so internally, the sims might already be a little bit accurate, but it's just hard to say. It depends, like, what patch you're simming for, right? But when will they be accurate? I'm sure the first week of midnight they'll be accurate. I wouldn't really trust anything in the pre-patch, unless you make an API yourself. Like I don't do that. But if you're capable of making an APL yourself and doing it, then yeah. But if not, I probably wouldn't trust any sims until midnight comes out, or maybe the week before. The ret sims specifically are usually not updated publicly until very late. I don't know why. Maybe because they just don't want to be wrong. Because a lot of classes release their sims, a lot of specs release their sims, and they end up being horribly wrong. So my guess is that the rat people wait a little bit longer. Bolas, and there's a guy named Max, and there's some other people that work on it. They probably wait to release it so it's not just dead wrong. So usually the first week of the expansion, or maybe the week before. Pre-patch is going to be kind of a crapshoot. You know, I'm going to be as vague and precise at the same time as I can be during it, or when I talk about it, because it's going to be kind of weird with a lot of moving parts. What we can talk about is like how the talents work, the talent changes, and things like that. That's stuff we can definitely talk about with precision, but yeah, it should be fun. The Apex talent doesn't look cool. If you haven't played with it at all, the Apex, I mean, you won't get that until midnight, of course. You won't get that on the pre-patch. It doesn't look cool, but it does a lot of damage, which is good, I guess. Very cool, MDS. What do you got? Paladin, Death Knight, and something else? Yeah. Salvation. I'm a little worried about it, just not technically, right? So Rhett's not going to be the weakest defensively, but what we were told, and I just like to hold Blizzard to what they tell us, right? What we were told is that plate classes are going to be bad at certain things, but they're plate, so they're going to be more durable. However, since they said that, they have made Warrior not at all more durable, and they've made Paladin weaker, weaker, while Death Knights have remained extremely strong. So I am worried about it in general, because we're not getting the trade-off that we're supposed to get. Wife is going Pally. Okay, Hunter, DK, Warrior. I know Hunters are hitting like crazy, so... But so is DK on this patch. The patch that's going to be put live MDS, I think Hunter and DK are basically broken, so... Both of those are probably going to feel pretty good. But yeah, the defensives, I'm worried about it just to the extent that we're not getting the proper trade-off that we're supposed to get. As far as being tanky because we're plate. We're getting closer to Warrior level and further from DK level. And also, people, again, I was pretty much the only person talking about it, and that's not good if I'm the only person talking about it, but a lot of our defensiveness in Dragonflight was versatility. And so, when you no longer use versatility, you lose a lot of damage reduction. Yeah, Leveladin's the PvP guy. I know who he is, but I don't really watch him because I don't do PvP. But I might have to watch him at midnight because I might try some PvP. And I imagine it's definitely not going to feel very tanky, and the damage is weird as well. So I could see why Leveladin wouldn't like that. Just hope they don't nerf DK to the ground. I guess it was doing really well in beta, so I'm sure. Yeah, it already did get tuned down a bit, Unholy DK, but it was broken, and there was a bug that was causing some of their insane damage. But I think the version that's going live on pre-patch is still broken. I'm not sure, because I don't follow the DK stuff that closely. But I think the one that's going live is still broken. And then a couple weeks in, it'll get nerfed. Or something like that. What is Mario? What does Leveladin say exactly? Is it the defensive or lackluster damage? He was one of the only Ret Paladin creators that had alpha, so that's how I kind of know who he is. Apparently this quest spawns here. Oh, man, I keep saying I need to fix that and I just never do. But thank you, Telerion, for the subscription. Oh, it's a 2-button class? I mean, kind of. We only lost 2 buttons, though. Kind of. Like, 2 keybinds, 1 button. So I don't know if I fully agree with that, but yeah, it's not the most complex thing in the world. I would just argue that it never really was. Shadowlands was the last time it was a little bit complicated. But yeah, you just I mean, Herald feels amazing in my opinion, though. With the not the version that's going to go live with pre-patch, but the one that's going to be a couple weeks after that. You just have so like it's only what it's only the couple but it's only a few buttons, but it's like you're constantly pressing them. It's like it's crazy. What's the difference in sims between Crusader Strike Auto Attack and Templar Strike? So, while Salvation, what I can tell you, this isn't the sim, of course. It's just me telling you. But Crusader Strike Auto Attack is only going to be good with Wind Fury, and they've nerfed it and buffed it back and forth multiple times. The most latest version on beta is back down to 35% of normal speed, or basically, like, it's really slow, essentially. And it probably will not be used at all. The truth is, regular. Oh wait, you said Crusader Strike too. So the truth is, Crusader Strike is actually probably #1 right now. Templar Strikes is close, but Crusader Strike is probably #1 in all situations. You talked about auto strikes and some other things. I think you also talked about. Yeah, auto strike isn't going to be used really. So I mean, you could maybe I don't think you would use it in PvP. You'd always want to be able to control your holy power in PvP unless it was powerful, which it's not. So, I don't think you'd use auto attack in PvP. I think you'd use probably Templar Strike in PvP, but maybe Crusader Strike. But the Crusader Strike auto attack is really weak right now. It was already weak. They buffed it up to 50% only, and or like slow. And then with Wind Fury, it was pretty good. But now it's back nerfed again. With PvP modifiers, that's why I don't speak too much on PvP because I don't know. I wouldn't be hard. I just have to go and look at the spells and see which ones are modified in PvP, like what does less damage. But because it's not a simple 1-to-1 from PvE to PvP. Overall, though, I'd say it's Crusader Strike, Templar Strikes, Crusader Strike, Auto Attack in that order right now. And that's mostly because when you have Crusader Strike, you can at least put a talent somewhere else as well. And so Templar Strikes, for example, has to be... Templar Strike doesn't have to be better than Crusader Strike. It has to be better than Crusader Strike plus one other talent. And right now, it just really isn't. Well, we're going to have to figure out a way to carry more. I'll go turn these quests in to clear out my bags. I also need to find somewhere to maybe buy some bags. Oh, I'm gonna have to change that probably. Andres, thank you for the subscription if you're watching stream, but you might just be watching my video and subscribing from that. I could just turn it off. It doesn't even. Oh, it does pop up on the screen. Never mind. I just need to like change the volume somehow. You're gonna download TBC, see if you have any coins left for me. All right, man. Even 1 gold might go a long way for me. So if you do, I'm poor as poor can be. I thought about making a character on Dream Scythe and just getting it to like level 20, level 30, just so I had some gold, but I wasn't that motivated, I guess. Get those plants or whatever. Need general goods dealers. Of course, you can't search for that, but he's right here. All right, we're buying a couple of bags because we're not going to survive if we don't. Oop, there's one. Some of the stuff, man, has really good respawn rates, and then other stuff has like terrible respawn rates. I went out last night to shovel my sidewalk because it snowed a little bit. It was like negative something wind chill. My face was like freezing, like my beard. I just had like ice in it, and it was like a ice beard. Everyone looks at me like I'm crazy. Thoughts on Crusader, the PvP streamer? I have no idea who that is, but I don't watch a lot of people, so that's nothing to say against them. I just don't. I don't watch a lot of people. So I know the level it in, and that's about it for PvP. And then like, I mean, I know like the like Sea-Doo and like the MDI or like not the MDI, the AWC people. Waz and stuff like that. Sounds like a good dwarf name. It does. Do I need to kill this thing? Yep. He's special. Okay. I can pick up what that means. Oh, Icebeard. Yeah, I was definitely felt like a dwarf in Dumb Moreau last night for sure. And I can guess what you mean by special as well. Mario. Wait, I'm supposed to do something with this, I think. Maybe not. Check him out off stream. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of pick that up by you saying he's special. He might not be appropriate for all audiences. Yeah, I'm out. I like to shovel. I like to shovel at night. So this is like a weird thing, but I get weird when people watch me like do work or whatever. Like I just don't like people watching me, and so I like to shovel and do stuff like that at nighttime. But then everyone who's driving by and I'm out there in the freezing cold weather just looks at me like I'm crazy. But there's so many people. There's less people driving by, so it actually bugs me less. So the one person who drives by every 5 minutes thinks I'm insane, but we're gonna go full arcane on the mage. We're even gonna level his arcane just to grief ourselves. MDS coming in clutch. He says he has a little bit of money. He's he's not playing in Burning Crusade. But he played Dream Scythe before. I really need to get this wand. I should do that quest. Which one gives me the wand? This? No. 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 Okay, the one I'm doing right now. Wands are nice. It's a lot. I like that they added quests in BC to get a wand earlier too. I couldn't remember exactly when it was, but it's early enough. In Classic, you kind of just had to hope to get a drop from like a Westfall mob or something for Alliance. We could do this too. Dang. Man, these things spawn quick. I was on my paladin doing my mining or whatever last night, and I just kept feeling like it was hardcore. I almost died twice, but I managed to like barely escape out of it. But I was like trying everything in my power not to die, and it was so weird because I could just die and run back. It's not a big deal, but it's like I'm just so used to playing hardcore when I'm on classic or not in retail. These things spawn fat. The enemies spawn way faster than the cages do. Makes this quest a little bit annoying. I really want this wand. Alright, one more key, one more cage. Then we get a wand. There's a cage. We need a key. Dang it, we pulled the same one. Okay, one cage. Dang it, that one's open. This one's closed. Sweet. Wait, what do I still need to do? Oh, nothing. I have to turn it all the way up there, though. Alright, let's kill some more bucks here. Things do not mess around, man. Panther on us. Run. Oops, that's not the right kind, I guess. Check over here. I really wish, you know, they redid Silvermoon City. Are they ever going to redo the Exodar or make the Exodar better? I think the Draenei are just forgotten at this point. To be fair, they've done a lot of stuff within the Exodar, like returning there for Alliance quests at least. I don't know if they did the same for Silvermoon. But it would be nice to be able to fly here and stuff on retail. Done. Hunters still have mana, so it must be Wrath or something where they get focus. Something I wasn't thinking about too, which is actually a good thing, is for some reason I was thinking it was pre-patch, but you could level all the way to 70. So I was like, oh, people are going to be in Hellfire Peninsula. And then I'm like, oh, wait. It's because the boost kind of baited me because the boost was to 58, but the max is 60 right now. Random question. Blue relates to nothing. What kind of class spec would you like to see in WoW? I mean, that's not completely out of the blue. There's a survey that WoW put out yesterday. Let's see if that's still up on the launcher here. Is that survey still on here? They had a thing you could take a survey. What do I? Yeah, I don't know where it is now, but that was actually the exact what the survey was about. What class and spec would you like? It was more about specs, I guess, but class and spec. I don't know. For me, people talk about the Tinker a lot. I think that's a cool idea. A Tinker that can like tank and do other stuff. Um, I personally would like to see another plate class because there's not very much plate, but oh, it was a joke about the survey thing. What I don't want to see is a healing mage or a healing hunter. So I definitely did not go very heavy in favor of that. Oh, everyone's waiting to turn that in. Whoever has autocomplete on is going to get it before me, though. Yeah, Shaman Tank was one that I like. Shaman Support, Range Rat Palette, or Range Pally DPS. Support Paladin I'd be fine with too. But I also made sure in that quiz or that survey to very much stress that if they do other supports, that they have to make sure that the supports are fun without being overpowered. And otherwise, it's not worth doing it. Yeah, this guy's just gonna be talking forever, I guess. Shaman support would make a lot of sense if they just supported with their totems and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. The paladin support could maybe have to like switch between auras or something. That could be interesting. Just kind of thinking out loud right now. Ooh, I think that's MDS. Oh, he was up in town. The Gnome Warlock. Flash Bow. Oh, wow, he's got money. We can buy bags, boys. Thanks, MDS. We can now afford bags and training. I will enjoy that, man. Thank you. I was pretty brokey, so at least now I'll be able to train all my spells. I'll be able to have bags. That's good. The Draenei starting area has a little bit of everything. You got Naga. Up north, I think you got Murlocs. You got animals. You got pirates. You got bandits. Juan's really quick. We got turned into a tree over here. I remember that. Can't remember who the trader. Oh, it's one of the pirates or whatever is a trader. I remember. The other night, I finally. This is random, but the other night, I finally got around to watching the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. I heard mixed things about it, but I actually really liked it. I don't watch a ton of movies or TV or anything, but I did. I do like a lot of the Marvel stuff. The newer stuff's not as good, but I thought the Fantastic Four movie was really good. You liked it too, Mario? Yeah, I went in with really low expectations because I had heard some like mixed reviews. I was like, man, this is pretty good. I've seen one of or two of them. What I I don't know if you know what this is, but new rock stars on YouTube. They cover a lot of like TV and stuff. I was gonna watch their breakdown of the 4 trailers. I haven't watched it yet though, but I've been meaning to. Right now, I'm looking forward to Vision Quest, or I'm hoping that that show is gonna be pretty good. You avoid all those, yeah. I mean, they do a pretty good job on there not doing too many spoilers, but I usually I didn't watch any of the Fantastic Four stuff until after I just watched it the other night. So I then put on the video from 4 months ago or whatever. So yeah, I don't really like spoilers either. I'm very like weird how I handle it though. But when I'm watching a TV show like Andor or whatever, like I really liked Andor. I like tuning into that and hearing them break it down like right after I watch it. Yeah. I like getting so I don't know. I'm not deep into the fandom on anything really, except for maybe World of Warcraft. So I don't always know every little reference. So when I watch those shows, it really helps me appreciate it more. Yeah, I know of Emergency Awesome as well. I've seen them before. Um, gosh, there's there's a guy. I think it's like Comics Explained or something. I like his stuff as well. I don't know if he stopped or what though. His stuff doesn't ever pop up anymore. Oh no 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 no. Yeah. All right. Yeah. That guy's pretty cool. He doesn't try to like get everything right either. He just kind of like says what he thinks it should be based on like the comics or based on the history. Oh, you think he died? Oh no. That is crazy. Oh, that's a different guy. Comic Storian apparently passed away. Or that was a year ago, never mind. Hold on. Is he still doing stuff? Oh, he's still Explained is still putting videos out actually. His stuff's just not popping up anymore. Interesting. Yeah, comic historian passed away. It's always crazy when that happens. I might have told this story before, but it's worth telling again. When I first started my YouTube channel, so like purely like it's still pretty much a hobby, but like purely a hobby, like just trying to do it. I reached out to some random creators to like get advice just as a newbie or whatever, and the only one person responded to me, and it was goodness, I can't even remember their channel name now. They did like lore videos for like every like different zones and stuff. Gosh, I wish I could remember their name of their channel. And they passed away, gave me a little bit of encouragement, and then they died like a month or two later. It was crazy. But it's always so weird when somebody you watch on YouTube like passes away. Okay. Hello. What must we do here? Oh, this was a long time ago. I first made my channel during Legion, I think. And then they passed away shortly after they responded to me. But I always remember they were so kind and no one else responded, so it was like I was appreciative that they took time out of their day. And apparently they were really sick and they took time out of their day to, message me back. Gosh, I wish I could remember their channel name, man. I wonder if I'm still subscribed to them. It might be in my subscriptions list. Let's see. I don't even know if their channel is still active. It would have been around this time. I don't see it. Dang. They had like 25 or 50K subscribers or something. There's so many new lore channels that I don't know if I'd even be able to find it if it was still existed. There's a lot of new lore channels since then. This is something good to do while we wait for this guy to spawn here. Um, is this it? I might have found it. be. I mean, it has to be because they literally passed away at the perfect time. Let me pull it up here. It almost has to be them. So right here, this guy Haven Games, he probably had only 55K or so from what I remember, but you know, very successful videos, hundreds of K views on some of them. I watched this one. Um, and he took time out of his day while being sick and dying. I didn't know that, right? To message me back. So it just always meant a lot to me that he did that. Yeah, for sure. His advice was very simple advice and stuff. Like it wasn't anything crazy, but it was very like grounded and he was very like down to earth. Probably because he was going through sickness and possibly dying, so he was probably like very wise. You know, you tend to get very wise when that happens to you. But he was basically just like, you know, basically the long and short of it was basically saying at the end of the day, try to make stuff you enjoy, and if you get lucky, you get lucky. Basically, he said I was making the same videos, and then one day nothing really changed. I was making the same videos, and then one day, you know, a bunch of people started subscribing. And he goes, I don't know why, it just seemed like luck to me. Cynical Brit. I know Wreckful. That's only because people talk about him all the time, though. I just wasn't in that world back then. For a good chunk of my life, I went to work, played basketball, hung out with my wife, and that was it. Like nothing else. Like to the extent, like this is how much I didn't know, right? I didn't even know that Asmongold was a famous streamer or like a streamer. I thought he was just a YouTuber with like 100K subscribers or whatever. Like I thought he was basically like Haven Games. I didn't know that he was like this personality until after I unfortunately interacted with him on Twitter. Like I didn't think he was like this thing, and he wasn't as famous as he is now, right? But he was still pretty big. I was just clueless. Cynical Brit was during Gamergate. I don't see. I'm so disconnected. I know what Gamergate is kind of through references, but I don't even really know about it. That's how disconnected I am. Like I know it had to do with like gamer words and like sexism or something and stuff, but whatever. Classic beta. Oh, Asmongold, I assume you mean. Oh. Yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of him, to say the least, but mostly just because how nasty his I mean he's pretty nasty too, but how nasty his fan base is. Oh yeah, I remember this class has a terrible drop rate. I'm just glad he doesn't play WoW anymore. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about. I think his WoW opinions are worse than everything else somehow. So I'm just glad he doesn't play anymore. I might be the only person who finds this interesting, but and I no one else talks about it, so I assume I'm the only one that finds it interesting. But I always find it really, really just weird how a lot of like Asmongold's YouTube is super successful like on its own, but a lot of like his Twitch viewership is like Eastern European and South American. I always found that so weird, and now the same with Zaryu as well. So I think it has to be a classic WoW thing. There must be huge classic WoW love in like Eastern Europe and South America. That has to be what it is. But I always just found that really odd. Gamergate started when it was discovered that a game journalist was sleeping with some game dev, and True or Not had some effect on their reviews. Oh. I get Arcane Blast, right? That's the whole point. Let's do subtlety. Oh no. We had a whole group of people here. Wait. Did I not get credit for that? So confused. Oh, the Naga flag has to be here, I think. Taliesin has been rude to me on Twitter before too. They're all the like positive or nice creators are not as positive and nice as they seem to be. I guess other than me, but I'm not positive. I guess I'm just not evil. Beliar has gone at me on Twitter before too, but that one did not go his way. Even his own fans called him out on that one. So that was the only one that ever went well for me. But I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get credit for this. Can we just join a party, maybe? Here. Invite. 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 Alright. Let's see if we can get it in a group. Yeah, I mean, I think Bell's probably fine. I disagreed with a lot of his Shadowlands coverage. I think he was trying to be Asmongold for a while, and I called him out on some hypocrisy thing, and I literally like um screenshot a tweet that he had made previously that completely was opposite of what he was saying, and he tried to like go after me really hard, similar to how Asmongold probably would. But his own fans were like, "Dude, he's not lying. He's not saying anything bad." So I was actually surprised. So I think he just blocked me or something, since it didn't go his way. But I wasn't even rude. I was just being honest. But yeah, I other than that, I never really had a problem with him. It's just okay. We got credit for it there. I just saved myself and other people a bunch of time. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the content creators were really worried that WoW was going to die because the sub numbers were so low and everything. And so a lot of them were just like freaking out and turning tail and acting weird and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I was even critical. So I'm very pro Blizzard, right? In general. Like not in a corporate sense, I guess, but in a general sense. And I was very critical of Korthia and stuff like that. I just flat out said in my videos, I'm like, I'm not even really playing the game right now. I just log on to do raid because it was really bad. It's the only time since Legion, at least, where I haven't like actively played the game. Like I just only logged on to raid and that was it. So that completely makes sense to me. So I get it. I get why the content creators were panicking and stuff, but some behavior is less excusable in my opinion. For me, of course, like I've said before, Shadowlands is when I first started actually, like, I was like, okay, Shadowlands is going to be hype. I'm going to try to do my WoW channel for real. It was a terrible time to start trying. Still was fine, but I didn't know Shadowlands was going to be kind of poopy. Yeah, it did make everybody angry. The thing is, I actually really liked Rat in Shadowlands, ironically. I had some of my best parses in Shadowlands as well, just because it was a lot more skill needed, in my opinion, to fit all your globals into your execution sentence and stuff. So there was a lot less random people at the top. Classic careers are the worst. I agree, MDS. I 100% agree with that. I wish it wasn't true, but it's hard to say it's not. But here's the thing: they're captured by an audience that they have to say, "Oh, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible," and it's a weird situation they're in. Biggest beef with Shadowlands was lore and covenants. Yeah, the lore. I didn't mind the lore, but so many people did that they've kind of basically they basically scrubbed a lot of the lore from Shadowlands. Not all of it, but they certainly aren't. They certainly don't care if they rewrite any of the lore from Shadowlands that they've shown. Yeah, a lot of them have strong opinions that barely play the game, never off stream. Yep, that's the way it is. It's just an audience capture. It's you get this audience that wants you to say something, and they give you money when you say it, and so if you have that, it's hard not to say it, right? So like for me as a more positive person, if every time let's say my channel was up to like 50K subscribers or something, right, and that was like a bigger channel, if every time I said something positive about WoW, people gave me money, well, that would incentivize me to say something positive about WoW, even if it was like Korthia. What I liked about Shadowlands was playing Ret Paladin, because I thought Ret Paladin was really good in Shadowlands, and I loved the Covenant abilities, but obviously you didn't get to play all of them until they removed the restrictions. I would have loved to be able to play Ashen Hollow, like just for fun when I wasn't raiding. That would have been cool. I also like Torghast MDS. I know a lot of people hated on Torghast. I think it was because it was so cool in the alpha. Yeah, like Dragonflight when Ret got the rework. I mean, that was incredible. But then they obviously, I just love the defensiveness of it. I loved being basically like a Death Knight. But the War Within definitely was not peak Ret. I mean, Divine Hammer was cool, and Templar is cool. And I think Herald can be cool, and Herald is currently cool on the beta. But yeah, I also like Torghast MDS. I was a big Torghast enjoyer. It was the Korthia patch for me. That's what was so bad for me. I couldn't stand that patch. I didn't even play the game. Other than Del Raid Log. Which is not like me. I almost wonder with Shadowlands. So this is just like it's just like conspiracy theory here. Tinfoil hats on here. But I almost feel like in Shadowlands with the success of Classic, that they're like, what if we make retail more like Classic in very subtle ways? Like with not being able to use your mounts in the maw and like and then they thought, okay, we'll bring the story full circle. You guys leaving?
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay.
Bye, hon. Sorry, they're going to get dinner. Um, anyways, what I was gonna say was, conspiracy theory. So they're trying to go back to like classic style in some things, and then the player base did not like it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we completely miscalculated." Because I think what they wanted to do was to bring the classic people all back to retail, the retail people back a little bit to classic, and like forge one game going forward after Shadowlands. And I think they had to completely scrap it because a lot of the things were not liked. That's my conspiracy about it. Hey Fuzzy, how you been, man? The last question from the survey. I don't, Mario. You can refresh my memory. It just says not to show it on stream. I think we can talk about it. Just got back from a long work trip, huh? Get your relax on here. Oh, an open question about what you want to see in the game. Yeah, I wrote something about that. I think I kept it to the idea of the classes and specs though. Like I stayed within that framework. I basically just said if you're gonna add supports, they can't be overpowered like Evoker Augie was at first, but they still need to be fun and people will play it. And then I said if you add anything, it has to make logistical sense. Like it can't be a hunter healer, which was one of the options, right? Like I was like, it cannot be that. That's what I focused on that. Did you put something interesting, Mario? for your answer? Let's go see if we can. Let's go kill this guy first. We'll probably do wand. There. Definitely do this. Meditation. Intellect. I said it's cool there's different versions of WoW, but the game can feel a bit empty at times, so maybe make a hub that goes across versions of WoW with a Bronze Dragonflight theme like remix. I wonder if they could even do that. I mean, in Classic Plus they probably could. I bet there's a way they could make a hub where Classic Plus would intersect with retail. That would be cool if there's like one random area where you could see everybody. It'd be weird that you wouldn't be able to trade with them and stuff, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually always blown away. A lot of people play, a lot of classic people have gone to retail and at least tried it out more than I. When I say a lot, I basically just mean more than I would have assumed. It seems actually like retail players actually are less likely to go to classic just because it's so slow compared to retail. I would go dungeons being like D3 greater rifts. Just put in a key and pick a level and get random dungeon to run. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I think they're going to implement a lot of Diablo stuff into WoW, like the stuff that people like. Yeah, generally you're right, but there's a lot of classic people that have tried retail. Oh, another one. I see it enough to make note of it. Thank you to Coleman Daniels. Ooh, pattern linen robe. Yeah, the heroic tier in remix, that's very similar to the prey system coming in Midnight MDS. So if you choose the hardest level of prey, I need to do a video on this. I need to get on the beta and mess around with it. If you put on the hardest level of prey, wherever your target is, that zone, everything's basically like heroic world tier. Like if you put it on the hard mode. So they actually did implement that a little bit into Midnight. Uh, uh. It's not being talked about enough because I think a lot of people. Well, first of all, we talk about this a lot, but a lot of the top content creators are very high end players on WoW, and so I think a lot of this stuff gets undersold. And then even like a casual creator like Soul So Breezy, he's a casual creator that I know of. He might not talk about it a lot because it's very like it's still like end game focused, and his audience isn't super end game focused. But I think it should be getting talked about a lot more. A hunting bow that I don't need. There you go. Yeah. Top 1% is top 1%. A lot of the 1% people don't realize they're in the 1%. Is kind of the issue. Yep. And a lot of the content creators are in that 1%, and some of them don't even know it. They think the 1%. Yeah, but let's just say your number's right, Fuzzy, right? Let's say it's 10,000, right? Just for the sake of this example. They think the top 1% is the top 100 out of that 10,000. Like they don't even understand that there's a bigger thing that exists. And to be fair, a lot of those people don't watch content, and so it's hard to like if you're a content brain, you're not going to maybe notice them. But they don't understand that they're in the 1%. They think that only the top 100 are the 1% or whatever, or the top 1,000 or whatever. I had to realize that myself, right? It's only the top 1% have 13 cutting edges. That's just a reality. Yeah, exactly. I I have 13 cutting edges. I can push whatever score I want to push. And I had to realize, "Oh, I'm in the 1%." Once I realized that, it made making content a lot easier for me, at least. Cuz I'm like, "Okay, I need to be talking to some other people, not just these people." But I didn't realize it myself. And that's why I can say like they probably just don't even realize that they are in the 1%. Or they're like or they're in the Discord, right? They're like in Discord brain where they're all in there trying to eke out their parses and bribe priests for PI and stuff. Yeah, but even that's really high end. Like the full like disclosure or whatever. The biggest thing I would love to make videos on in Midnight is delves, but I cannot find a way to make content for delves that gets people who do delves to watch the content. So it might not exist because it's so casual. But like people don't care about like a guide of how to do it. They don't care about necessarily even what the mobs do. So it's like it can't be like a traditional thing. It has to be more of a I don't even know. I don't even know. I've looked for other people doing it, and no one's really doing good delve content. But so many people do delves that it's like the biggest thing that you could do. What's going on with this lady? Alright, well, I guess I give up turning this question. We'll have to come back. It could be 100% gap in the market, like you said. If they develop delves more and make them more intricate or challenging or whatever, probably something guide-worthy. Yeah, I just wish there was some sort of content to do, though. What's the word on the new dungeon thing where it's going to mark trash that counts for keys? Okay, so is that on the beta right now? I think it might be. I'm not sure. I'd have to go look. But I think it is on the beta right now. And yeah, it's like it's awesome in my opinion, right? Like I just did a video about it. It's really really cool. It's a perfect way to learn. So in keys 2 through 5, there'll be an affix, and the affix is that it'll mark a route for you basically. That'll get you to 100% count. And those mobs that are marked are going to be like 5% easier, and you're also not going to count towards the death timer is like nerfed or whatever for those keys as well. And so it's just 2 to 5 keys are now learner keys, essentially. So if you're doing 2 to 5, if you queue for a 2 to 5, just know that it's a learner key, and it's gonna have a tank route for the tank, and I think it's great. I think it's amazing. Ooh, that's a good staff. Arcane missiles, polymorph, water, frostbolt, froststorm. Holy crap! Good thing MDS gave me some money. That was a lot of stuff. Arcane missiles, polymorph, conjure water ring 2. Frost Nova, Frostbolt, and Frost Armor ring 2. Yeah, there's like no bad thing about the change, because no high-end player is going to complain about the 2 to 5 because they don't do the 2 to 5. Any low-end player should be thankful for this change, because, or a starter player, whatever you want to call it, right? Because first of all, it's going to help their tanks out, and it's also going to help them out, generally speaking. It's like there's nothing bad about it. I love it, and Blizzard's been doing this more often. For a long time, when Blizzard did a change, there was some real big downsides to a lot of their changes. There was upsides and downsides. But a lot of times they're just hitting stuff now where it's all good, which is great. I've been very, very impressed and happy about it. It's something I've been calling for a long time too. Yeah, that's true, Fuzzy. But it's something I've been calling for a long time, because I myself, so I just said, right, I'm in the top 1%. I have 13 cutting edge. You know, I'm really good at Mythic Plus, even though I don't love it. And like, I get anxiety about tanking, especially at the beginning of the season, because I don't know the routes and stuff. And I'm not somebody who like has fun going and making my routes or whatever. Like, I know some people think that's fun, but I don't. So this is like an amazing to somebody like me. Yeah, I'll be definitely interested in it. And I think I mentioned in my video too. My cousin, he normally plays tank, but when Mythic Plus became prevalent, in Shadowlands and beyond, really like really prevalent. I guess it was pretty prevalent in BFA too, right? But he actually has stopped caring about it as much because he didn't know the routes and stuff, and not just that, but that was one part of it. And so he's pretty excited about it too. Yeah, and I can tell that the player base must feel the same way as me because that video is popping off a little bit too about the tank change thing. So apparently the player base is very much liking it. So what do I need to do here? A Keldori Mage Wraith. Maybe I should read it. Oh, I have to kill a bunch and then the Murloc comes out. This other quest might be the kill Murlocs too, so. Oh no, it's the same thing as here. But yeah, the next thing I really should do, and I just keep forgetting honestly, is I should get on the beta and try out that prey system and give real feedback for it to make it more like the Heroic World tier on Legion Remix. Because I know it's kind of like that, and people aren't really putting that together. But I could maybe give feedback on how to make it more like it and make it more fun. Oh, oh no. We'll just do a Stone Idol plus Gift of the Naru. You can never kill me through this. Okay, I'm gonna start taking damage now, but now I have mana. Oh, counterspell me. Easy. Alright, let's go turn this in. I want to get that staff. The good news about them releasing Ret Paladin and with the old beta patch is that I don't really have to do any testing because I already did a ton of testing of Ret when it was in that old beta patch. So this lay staff here, that should increase my damage a lot. Probably not going to do this. Oh, we got a little bit of a internet lag here, if anyone experiences it on my stream. Apparently it's done already. Yeah. I'm gonna go check something real quick. I keep hearing a noise. Maybe they started like a load of laundry before they left my family. I'm gonna make sure that's what I'm hearing though, and my something's not breaking in my house. It was just the washer. Thank goodness. That's lagging again. I don't know what's going on with my internet. As cold as it is, it probably froze somehow. The lines probably froze. Let's go back here. I'm gonna grab 2 more bags, and then I'm going to see if we can turn in this quest yet. Down south. Then we head up here, and we're definitely gonna finish this area today, but we're not gonna finish Blood Mist today. We can get it started though. I'm excited to run Dead Mines. I'm always excited to run Dead Mines on my characters. Their first Dead Mines run. We go to Classic. Dead Mines. Did they change anything in the loot? Oh yeah, they made Roxor's Hammer blue. They upgraded the loot. I forgot. Sneed. The gold fleck gloves are better. Oh wow, they made them literally really good actually. Holy crap. The lavishly jeweled ring with spell hit. Jeez. Emerstone staff's still good. Of course, your shirt the same. Is the wand still really good too? Yeah. Dang. Bag vendor. Oh wow, we can actually buy these now. Thank you, MDS. We actually have bag space. Oh, still can't turn this in. Wonderful. Oh wait, she's talking now. Hmm. That just might be a lost cause at this point. Dragon's Breath. Oh yeah, you get Water Elemental. And it does like all your damage. Epic music for running. Man, I forgot how big this little island is, man. It takes like a good 3 minutes to run across it, I think. I loved when they added the in Dragonflight they added the Furbolg quest line towards the end of it randomly, and you got like that toy where you can throw a giant log or a giant tree or whatever. Dude, that was so fun. I guess it wasn't even at the end. It was just like randomly during the first season, I think, or maybe it was at the end, and I was doing it maybe in the season 4 or whatever. Oh, I did not need to come in here yet. Interrupt you. Yeah, it was a lot of people didn't do it. It was in Azure Span in the snow area. These white fur blogs made me think of it. Does a true new transmog system come with the patch next week? That's actually a really good question. Let's find out. Let's see. Housing updates, pre-expansion event, Dungeons and Raids items, housing. Oh, right here. Let's see if it loads. Their little internal link doesn't work. Let me scroll down until I find it. Oh, right here. Let's pull it up. We got it right here. Transmog system has been overhauled. Apply appearances, gear slots rather than individual items, so you no longer lose your transmog when equipping new gear. Players can create dozens of ready-to-use transmog sets called outfits. Everyone starts with 2 free outfits, and additional outfit slots can be purchased with gold and are account-wide, unlocking them for your entire warband. Outfits can be placed directly in your action bar, allowing you to switch your look anytime, anywhere, for free, without visiting a transmog vendor. Situations in a new feature that automatically changes your outfit based on what you are doing, whether you are running a dungeon, exploring the world, or relaxing in your home. You'll always be dressed for the moment. So yes, this does appear to come out with pre-patch. And then this is a little thing about how it works. So it sounds like you can have one set to where if you go into a dungeon, it puts on a certain set of gear. If you go to your house, it puts on a certain set of gear or something like that. Or you can just, maybe it's just saying you can just click your button and switch. Either way, pretty cool. And it's on the pre-patch notes, so I'm going to assume that it is going to be out Tuesday. Oh my gosh. You guys are your instant cast. Yeah, that's true, MDS. No gold in Legion remix. I actually had to change my transmog a couple times in the past day or two for screenshots that I took, and each time it was over 1,000 gold to switch. Oh, terrible. Wish I had Blink so I could steal this. Wait, no one else was going for it but me. I don't have to skin these, right? Ooh, somebody's healed me. Dude, I love how Draenei is wand. They're like so aggressive with it. Chop down a tree with that. Okay, if this one doesn't drop a Ravager hide, I'm gonna have to like read the quest. I also forgot that I have Frost Nova. Okay. If you truly promise when you will strike the creature spotless down, bring me their hides. When their hides, I can fashion armor. Okay. Apparently I don't have to skin them or anything. Okay, there we go. We finally got one. Just bad drop rate, I guess. As we get 2 in a row. Just bad drop rate for me, I guess. Three in a row now. Yeah, I'm just unlucky. That's all. Yep, 4 in a row. You ever use the AI voice over for quests? No, but I've been interested in trying that, to be honest. I'm just not a huge add-on person, so I don't even know what it's called. But I have seen that before. Ooh, what are these? Death Ravagers, huh? Well, this guy's about to die. He's trying to hamstring kite. I got you, bud. Oh, he resisted me. Man, every time you talk about Sod, I just wish I would have kept playing Sod. Holy lag. Good thing this isn't hardcore. Or... I forgot to drink. Make more water. Probably because this stuff spawns too fast. Let's get out of here real quick. Make me some water. This gives me 437 mana, so almost a full mana bar. Or no. Oh, that's where the... Oh, I can get it from either area. That's kind of cool. Oh, this is some epic music. Nice. Yeah, it didn't end up being as bad as that started for that quest. Been so long since you've seen the Draenei starting the area. Yeah, I've actually only ever done it twice. And I've only ever finished Blood Mist Isle one time. I believe it was probably back in TBC Classic release. It's actually a really great starting zone overall. You like the Draenei better than Blood Elf? I do too. I've done the beginning part of the Blood Elf one, but I've never fully finished the Blood Elf one. These guys have quests now. I think now I gotta go in the cave. Mon. What I like about retail leveling, ironically, is that I like the so like when I start leveling up my paladin for midnight, like I have all my max gear on, and maybe that's all it is, right? Is that I'm starting in like really good gear. But like I love just like going to the new area and just like showing them who's boss kind of thing. Wait, why'd you invite me to a group and then not help? Yeah, but I sorry, I was almost dying there, but I get maxed out, mess things up, then you start to feel a struggle. Yeah, I don't necessarily always like the struggle feeling, but at least like when you start to feel that struggle, it's like okay, I'm almost done. I'm almost to the max level. Yeah, it is hard to die leveling, but you can find ways. In Dragonflight, if you pulled those elite dragons in the southwest of the first zone there, those will definitely kill you. If you pulled too many mobs in even that first area, where you have to like rescue the monkeys out of the trees, that you could die there as well. In the War Within, not as much, I don't think. Yeah, I'm a big limit tester, so or fall off something. Okay, I don't normally do that, but I will try to pull something because it looks big and difficult to kill. The Cinder Bees, yep, you could die there in the War Within for sure. Like I was still dying there, and like I tried to pull sometime like during season 2, I think I tried to pull too much stuff there and died to the Cinder Bees. But yes, like, I think the difference is if you pull like you do in classic, you'll never die in retail. But if you pull aggressively in retail, you could die. Oh no, she goes to the wrong zone, the wrong town. I mean, what's going on over here? Yeah, they got it under control. All right, Fuzzy, no problem. Yeah, I like that initial leveling on retail. The War Within too. I tried to do a delve method because when I played on the beta, delves were like really good for XP, but they kind of nerfed it a little bit. So I didn't do as much open world on my first playthrough. I eventually did when I realized it was slower than what my testing was on beta, but for midnight, I'm just gonna go through the whole story quest. I don't have any of the cutscenes spoiled to me. I have nothing spoiled. I'm gonna go through. I'm going to probably stream most of it. If not, I'll probably just stream all of it, and then yeah, it'll be fun. Take my time and watch all the cutscenes and stuff. That's what that 3-day whatever early access is for. See? Thank you. How you doing today, Joe? The Kirkin is lurking. Howdy. Good, good, good. I'm just trying to enjoy some nostalgia here, leveling the TBC anniversary. Oh, I have to go back in here, I think. Oh yeah, I have to go back in there. Oh, it's showing your civilian name. Oh, hey Joe, how you doing? The same thing happens to a lot of people. So sometimes, same thing was happening to Fuzzy at one point actually, who was just in here talking. I don't know why it happens. So where do I need to go here? Apparently here. Maybe he just spawns here. Right. Are you waiting for the Kirkin? Alright, I'm gonna invite this person. Oh, there we go. Alright, cool. Thank you. Without any spoilers at all, I will say the final zone of Midnight, I like the story a lot, and I won't get into any reason why, but I'm very curious to see the cinematic and how it plays out because I made sure not to read any quest text or anything. Like I had a general idea what was going on, I guess, but like I was like actually intrigued for the first time in a while, honestly. Kirkin stocks. Deliver the Kirkin's hide to Mordu. Warn my people. Then we got Murlocs, and then we'll be heading up to Blood Mist. Give me those Kirkin stocks. All right. And Silver Card's still over. He was over here when I was over here like an hour ago. And he was level 9 then. The green. What? Why is there a bandit here? So these bandits drop a quest thing that starts a quest, but like I don't ever remember them spawning on me like that back in the day. Of course he resisted it. I think I remember that you can pick up the grain off the ground too. Yeah, there's some right here. Alright. Gift of the Naru. It's so OP at low level. It leaves a lot to be desired at high level, but I remember when I made my Draenei Mage, when Burning Crusade came out, I thought, okay, I thought to myself that, oh my gosh, a mage that can heal, it'll be so overpowered. But I didn't realize that at max level it didn't really do very much. Oops. It shares. It doesn't share cooldown with pot, but it shares cooldown with like, if you use like items that like heal you and stuff. Like you know how you can get like herbs and stuff that if you use it, it heals you. But it doesn't seem to directly share with pots. I noticed that earlier. I had an item in my bag that was like healing herbs or something, and it shared cooldown with Gift of the Naru. or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but it's not pots. You can still pot with it. Or maybe that was my statue. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it doesn't share cooldown with anything either. But definitely not pots. We got the grain, but we need to kill this guy. He drops a quest. It looks like he spawns right here. Yeah, Gifts of the Naro heals for 200, and I only have 212 health. So this low level, it's like a full heal. It's like a lay on hands. It's over time, of course, but still. So not as good as lay on hands. But very good for low level. And these bandits are spawning like crazy over here. Supposedly. This guy should spawn fairly often. I see multiple of his dead body a lot of times. Unless he can spawn multiple places. Oh, another loud one there. See who we got. Oh, there he is. Oh, we got immeasurable lag here. That was Anthony Johnson subscribed a little bit ago. Thank you, Anthony. Ooh, a nice robe. I really like how they made all the quests at the end of the zone give you green gear. That's such a better thing than classic. Welcome back, Fuzzy. Had a weird noise. I was hearing a weird noise a little bit ago too. I had to get up and go check on. Hope everything's okay. Ding, level 12. Do that. Still not sure what it is. That's not good. Low rumble vibration. Well, I couldn't tell you about what it could be where you live, but I hear strange. I don't like hearing strange noises, so I'm good at picking them out. This is Hearthback. We'll try one more time to turn this Warlord quest as well. Get some Mage training while we're here. Okay, conjure food. So many spells. Food rank 2. Dampen magic, which I barely use. Slow fall, which I use when I have light feathers. And fireball. It might be the boiler, but I feel there'd be more bad things from that. Yeah, probably. Wait, so I don't get a quest? It's probably because I haven't turned in this Warlord quest. I'm not even getting a quest to go up to Blood Mist. Oh, I do have one. Never mind. Elix are serious business. We'll try one more time to turn this in, and then we'll just go to Blood Mist if it doesn't work. So close and yet so far from Dead Mines. I think we can probably do it tomorrow, though. Oh wow, she doesn't even have the quest anymore. Maybe that's a good thing. Go away. Everyone go away. Why'd everyone come here now? Go away. Please let me turn in. Thank you. Phew. 850 XP I don't have to throw away. Now we have a long, long run. Then we have to do the Kessel run or whatever. They still have the name here on this quest. The Macquarie Mushroom Menagerie. They changed the name on retail from Macquarie because it's after the McCree, and he was like involved with a lot of like bad stuff at Blizzard. But they still have the name here at least. McCree from Overwatch. I can't remember what his name is now, but that's funny. Yeah. So they still have this. It's from Jacera of Macquarie and the Macquarie Mushroom Menagerie. But if you go on like Legion Remix or just in retail right now and you go to that zone, it's not called Macquarie anymore. Don't let the Karens find out. So here's a funny thing. The reason why I don't use that term is not because I'm like offended or anything, but my wife's name is Karen. So it's always so funny. She's really not really much of a Karen. She's like her name's Karen, but she's like a 25% Karen. That might not end well for me. Yeah, so I don't go around throwing it around. Yeah, we all have a little bit in us. What an unfortunate thing to have your name turn into a meme though, like a not good meme. I tease her about it a little bit, but it's been going on so long now that I've stopped and I just don't even talk about it because it literally stuck. It like became a cultural thing. Yeah, exactly. It's a huge thing. So I went from teasing her about it to just feeling bad. This is kind of an epic entry here. It's like Night Elf Ruins. The World of WoW. There's loads of nice sandbox series that are just forgotten. I know so many. Makes me sad. 10 sand pairs. Hatchlings. The Kessel Run. Yeah, 15 minutes. Let's go. I wish there was a way to somehow keep this mount. At least on the island. It's one thing I wish that they would do more is make old things relevant again. I know they've revamped Silver Moon, but there's just such a vast amount of areas touched literally in 10 plus years. You need the BFD side buff that was so good for leveling. I agree with that, MDS. And Fuzzy, on that note, there's so many places. So I'm very Alliance centric, and I'm very Dwarven centric in a lot of my stuff because I always play dwarves a lot. But I want them to update all the Dark Iron stuff, and either where it makes sense, make it a dwarven town now, right? Like if it's a dwarf, like Dunmother and Northern Wetlands, they should turn that instead of they made it like into some like, you know, whatever that cult is or whatever the that worship the old gods, but the Twilights or whatever. But they should have turned it into like a dwarven little quest hub, and have you like go kill raptors up there or something. Like that would have been so cool. And like update because the Dark Iron joined the Alliance, you know? Like that's one big thing I always advocate for. I advocate for Gnomergon getting back to the gnomes. Just updating things that make sense. General, there we go. It takes, I guess it takes a lot of, I guess it's harder for them to revamp old stuff than it is to make new stuff, essentially. That's why they don't do it very much. But they should make an effort to do a certain amount every expansion, in my opinion. Yeah, right up here. Dud Motor. This should be like a little dwarven town now. Interestingly enough, from a game dev point of view, even though I'm not a game dev, I feel like this quest was meant to where if you actually came up to Blood Mist Isle, like before you meant to, like you were just turning in all your quests, and then you still had quests to turn in, like at Azure Watch or down here at Odysseus's, so you could actually ride back quickly and turn in your old quests. I feel like that's what it actually was for, because I think I used it for that the first time I ever did this, back in 2007 or whatever. I think I used it for that reason, just because I didn't think about it. Like, oh, let's go up here to Blood Mist Isle. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't. I have stuff to turn in down here. Like I went north to south on my turn-ins, basically. I couldn't remember how the Elic worked, or else I could have done it strategically a little bit ago. Saved myself like 5 minutes. Vessel Crossing wants you to kill Lord Ziz. Yeah, absolutely. It makes sense at least. I might as well take advantage of having it still. We'll run up here to this quest since I still have the mount. I should actually, what I should do is I should run up to this other area. That's the play. Well, I still have the Elic. Oh yeah, I forgot they increased the quest cap as well to 25 in BC. Oh no! Oh, it only takes, you have to stay in that area. Oh well, I'm still gonna grab this stuff, I guess. There's so much foreboding in the Draenei starting zone. So you have the Ravagers, which are a big thing in Hellfire. You have these things that look exactly like the Zangar caps in Zangarmarsh. You got these big blood crystals that you'll see in Hellfire as well. You have a place called the Menagerie or something over here. The Menagerie Wreckage. So you have the Menagerie with Curator. I don't know if the Blood Elf zone is like this as well, but the Draenei starting zone has like so many like end game, like pre. I don't even know the word for it, but letting you know like what's to come. Probably make this my home. Let's make sure I can fly to Exodar first, and then I'll make this my home. Sell stuff. Thank you to the lag for subscribing. Okay. Now, well, we gotta turn this one in. We also gotta see if we can get the, make sure we can fly to Exodar, which I think we can. Yes, but we did forget to get the one on Darkshore. So I'll make this my home, because then I can always just fly back. The wanted poster. Yeah. So they're called blood mushrooms, but they're like the Zangar caps in Zangar Marsh. I guess they look more like mushrooms, but they're both mushrooms, I think. But these look more like mushrooms. An aquatic stinkhorn, apparently. I only gotta get in the bloody water. Okay, it's evading me. Oh, because I wasn't fully in the water. Okay, what aquatic stinkhorn? You also have the Naga story, which is kind of foreboding the Serpent Cavern as well. A lot of stuff here. I don't know. I don't know if the Blood Elves have this much or not. Probably do. gracious. Trying to get this ruinous polyspore. I'll for some dinner. Catch you later. Have a good night, everyone. See you, MDS. Thanks for the gold. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully see you again this weekend. Enjoy your dinner. I can't wait till after stream. I'm going to eat some dinner, too. I was doing something more epic while this music was playing. Actually having chicken wings tonight for dinner. Sorry. Ah, shit. Wait, I didn't place the banner. I was too busy apologizing to the hunter. There we go. Yeah, lovely bit of chicken wings. I haven't had them in a while. I love spicy food, so. Oh, chicken and spinach Alfredo sounds good. We actually had baked chicken last night as well. Baked chicken with some broccoli and pasta and sort of kind of doubling up on chicken, but we haven't had chicken wings in a very long time. We went to a fancy Italian place for work, and it wasn't good. 5 pieces of ravioli come out. It was oily too. Well, that's not good for a fancy place unless it's supposed to be like that and like some people like it. I've never been to I've been to one fancy Italian place ever. We have a lot of non-fancy Italian places here in America, but I've been to like one fancy one. I do love me some Italian food though, generally speaking. Well, Americanized Italian food at least. I don't know if I've never, like I said, I only went to a real Italian place once and it was fine, but I don't know if I like if I need the High Chief's key. We actually had if I'm being honest, a pretty legit Italian place in my small town. It was like it was pretty legit, honestly. And but they shut down during COVID, unfortunately, I think. And I'd been there a couple times. It wasn't like a true Italian place, but it was pretty close and pretty good. Yeah. Unfortunately, in a small town like mine, that doesn't even happen. So there's just I don't even know what's there anymore where the Italian place used to be. Something moved in there, but I can't remember what. It wasn't a restaurant. Apparently, I have to kill these things. Then a chief's gonna come out. Then I kill the chief. Then I can free this princess here. I feel like people are just waiting and like stealing the chief kill or something. Or something's going on here. I think I might have did that back in the day too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think he spawns here. See if he spawns. I feel like I remember that happening, but maybe not. But I've killed enough by now that he should have spawned. So I feel like he spawned and then someone else killed it or something. I can try to get some more of these pairs. Unless he spawned somewhere else. And so I'm missing the spawn of it, maybe? I wonder if maybe he spawned somewhere specific. Let's see. No. I mean, it doesn't say that at least. Could still be what happened, so. Because we could be killing him down here and then he could, like, spawn up here. Or something. Shaman. Warrior. Hi, Chief. Ah! Wait a second. I wonder if he just spawns up here. I believe so. Might have solved the riddle here. Let me get the tag. Oh, yep. Thanks, go. I got you. Go. Hair's done. A saver still. I should have stayed in group. We'll probably go to shared credit for saving her. Oh well. At least we have the key. There we go. Cool. Go kill some Ravagers, and we'll have most of this first area done. Nice crit. Too many drop rate quests, I will say. Oh no, you just have to kill them. Never mind. This is good then. Kill quests are good. Something earlier that I found funny that I saw was there was like some classic players that were like, you know, doing their thing where they're just hating on retail or whatever. But it was over like buying services in game. And I didn't say anything, but what I was thinking is, are you kidding me? How many of you just bought this boost and were so mad about it yesterday? Just tens of thousands of you at least bought this boost thing. And you're complaining that a retail player, you know, gives money to Blizzard. So crazy. Yeah, the store stuff as well. It's just the irony of it, you know? Like the classic players, they give money to Blizzard. They they pay for a sub just to complain about WoW. They give all this money to Blizzard in like a hateful way, but then they like hate on a retail player who just likes WoW and gives them money. It's like you can only give them money if you hate them. It's a weird stance to have. We still have to do this one more thing. It's usually that way, right? They won't move on to anything else. Will continue to pay for something they hate just so they complain about it. Yeah, that's basically what it is, man. It frustrates me because it's like they just don't want to admit that they do like it or whatever. I don't know. I think a lot of them of these specific type of people just don't want to admit ultimately that they like aren't necessarily like good enough to play retail WoW. And I don't say that in a superior sense or whatever, right? I just mean like maybe they're older or maybe they're just not quick twitchy. You know, maybe they have slow reaction time, whatever, right? And they're not, then they can't really play modern WoW, and they, instead of just admitting that and moving on and doing delves and having fun or whatever, they just hate on the game and play classic. Yep, classic Andes. Ooh, this is a nice belt. Speak with him. Gonna sell that. We'll take that. Intellect. Ding. Got 5 levels already. We're not gonna get to 6 probably, but we're flying. Could probably go do that too, but let's go turn these in. No, let's go down here. Because I need to grab this fungus. Black Silt Scouts tagged. Oh, okay. So let's use this gun. Put this on my bar. Cruel Finn's necklace. So if we find somebody named Cruel Finn, we need to kill him. Apparently he spawns here. He's killing stuff. Somebody's massacred all these murlocs. There's some scouts, or one scout at least. Okay. Kill these just to get them out of my way. Let's go. Oh, there's Cruel Fin. Somebody got him. This guy. Scout. Need one more scout. There's one in here. Scout him up. Let's go grab our fungus while we wait for Cruel Fin here. There's a fungus among us. Mistwood, like Mirkwood. Fungus. Any fungus enjoyers? One. Grab Cruel Fin on his spawn, hopefully. Nobody else does before me. Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna kill him. Yep. Dang it. Oh well. This that tells me he has a pretty fast respawn at least. And the time I went, ooh, I got a quest from this too. Oh no, I didn't. I forgot those are for a turn in for like buffs or something. And the time I went up there and grabbed that though, he spawned. So edge. All right, Mr. Cruelfin, any day now. Whenever I'm sitting and waiting for the mob, it takes forever. Oh, there he is. Get him. Sad to complain. Always works. Okay, red pendant. Hear about this stuff. Let's see if we can grab this one over here too. Signs of the Legion. Tesseract or something. Kill Satyr and Fellsworn. And then bring his... Oh, it's just a quest that's here, maybe? Oh, from a guy who patrols. Would be my guess. Maybe? Well, these people seem to be waiting for a spawn. Anyone in group? Sweet. There. I'll give you Arcane Intellect too. Spawn. He summons every 2 minutes unless he's running around. In which case it takes him 6 minutes to run from here through his route, apparently. So he should either spawn any second or he should be coming back. I guess somebody technically could have killed him up here. But either way, then it's a 2-minute spawn. Oh, there we go. Wait, let him summon him. Okay. I've never done this before. He should drop a quest item. And then I have to kill a bunch of stuff here. Thank you to Collins311 for subscribing. You guys are kind of tough. Alright. Go turn all this stuff in. Oh, it's bark. Ants. Oh, we'll take that. Oh. 13.5, 5.5 levels, so it's not bad. Especially with all the running around we had to do. Alrighty, let's start the flight here. Alright, this is as good as time as I need to stop. I'm gonna go eat my dinner finally. My chicken wings, for the aforementioned chicken wings from earlier. I'm starving. Tomorrow, the plan is gonna be to do diamond mines. I think we can do it. Even if we start the run and we go over on my normal stream time, that's fine. That's great. But we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll probably try to do some dead mines tomorrow. So hopefully we get to do that. We'll head to Westfall. We'll get all the quests and then try to run dead mines at 16, 17, 18, whenever we can. And we'll get in and do that. And that should be really, really fun. I'm really enjoying leveling. This stream was amazing. Tons of people in today. Yeah, just absolutely great. Thank you to everyone, but a thank you especially to Glocks, While Salvation, Mario, Fuzzy, and MDS. Especially MDS for the 25 gold. Thank you a lot for that. But yeah, we'll hopefully see some of you guys tomorrow and over the weekend. And we are just going to have fun leveling and kind of boost this guy up, especially once we can start doing some dungeons. So I'm pretty psyched for that. So we will see some tomorrow and whoever else on the future days. And I'm going to go eat. And I hope you guys have a good evening as well. See you guys.